All right, guys, here we go. One of the last amps that I've got in stock right now. Got a big order in, so be expecting more to come in. But this is one of the last ones that I have. This one is pending pickup to Mr. Joe Dirt. He contacted me yesterday wanting a high drive amp, so got a 4-pill standard 2879 here. We're going to be hitting it. This little box, it used to do about 150 watts on low, and for whatever reason, it's doing about 180 watts on low right now. So that's what we're going to test it with. Usually I tell people 150 to 175 watts peak going into one of these, but this is really about the smallest thing I've got to test it with, so that's what we're going to run it with. Now, I will say some folks do run 200 watts into these or a little more. They seem to have good luck, but I always recommend somewhere between 150 and 175 watts peak. Now, I am going to show you what we're keying into it just as a reference to know what kind of dead key we're putting into it. Again, this little guy's on low right now, and it's a 2-pill 1446. So let's go over here to the bird meter. We've got a 100 watt slug in there, 100 watt element, so bottom scale. We're just going to key the mic. We're keying like 6 watts or so into it, give or take. That first hash mark right there that's not numbered would be 10. Somewhere around 5 or 6 watts is what we're keying into it. And we may play with it a little bit once we get everything turned on and turn it down or turn it up a little bit just to see how the amp reacts. We'll go ahead and put a 1,000 watt slug in here, 1,000 watt element, if you will. And we'll go ahead and turn the amp on here. Excuse me. So we'll test it in average and PEP. Let's go ahead and key it up and see what it's dead keying overall. It's dead keying about 120 to 140 watts right there. You could actually turn the dead key up a little bit more, but that's a good place to run it, I would say. Leave plenty of headroom and not putting a lot of strain on it. You know, you could run it up to 150 watts dead key, but 125 or something like that will be fine. To get 150 watts out of it, you'd probably have to come on up to, like, you know, we're keying 6 watts in right now, so probably have to key about 8 watts in, give or take. You know, everybody's system's different. A lot of stuff can factor into that. But come over here to the clamp meter. Obviously, we're not drawing any current, just basically nothing there. Could be the fan drawing that or whatever. 14.7, dial that back a little bit. There we go, because it does read 1/10 of a volt high. So we'll just give it a good audio here and see what it draws. Audio 77 amps. Now keep in mind, you know, we've tested some 2-driving 4s and they're drawing a little bit less, but we're running a separate amp and the big box, if you will, the 4-pill. We're running them separately, so this little guy right here is drawing probably 10 amps itself, plus this one. So, and also when you have an amp with built-in drivers, those drivers aren't doing max output. They're usually padded down just a little bit. So, drawing some pretty good current there. Again, when we get done, we'll probably turn this guy off, and then we'll just see what this one's drawing by itself, just so we kind of know where we stand. But 75, 77 amps. We'll come over here, 1,000 watt slug, bottom scale. Just give it a good audio on average power. Audio. This is a audio pretty hot 4-pill standard. Makes me want to look down in there and make sure it doesn't have C's in it, because it's really getting with it for a 4-pill standard. Hello. So don't expect that kind of output out of every 4-pill standard that comes through here. This thing's doing 450 average plus, and generally the 4-pill standards do around 400 average, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, somewhere between 380 and 410 average. But you know, guys, every now and again you get one through here that's a little bit harder than the rest, and that's the result you get. So let's just see what it does. PEP. Audio, 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 audio. So PEP is right what I would expect. 900 watts. Usually these things, these 4-pill standards, you know, anywhere from the lowest I've seen one do is high 700s, and the highest I've seen, you know, 900, 950 watts. But on average power, man, this thing is really getting with it. Hello. Easily over 400 watts average. That's another reason why we're seeing such current draw out of it, is because of the average power that it's doing. It's really coming on with it. And then back on PEP one more time, bottom scale again. Peak power, peak power, peak power, peak power, audio check, 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 audio check, 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 audio check, 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 audio check, 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 audio. 900 watts PEP. So the 900 watts PEP, right in line with what we're used to seeing. The 450 watts average, could be a hot set of transistors, just could be the way the box tuned out or whatever, but I would definitely say that is a above average number for one of these. Don't expect every 4-pill standard that comes through here to do, you know, 450 average to whatever this thing was doing, 450, 475. It was getting with it, but I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna pause the video and I'm just gonna let the amp run. That way I'm not just sitting here holding the camera for a minute or whatever. And I always like to let them run a little bit, even though we didn't hammer on it. It's not hot at all. I just always like to let stuff run and cool off a little bit. And then we'll test the little 2-pill here and see exactly what it's drawing by itself. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back here. I just let the amp run for a little bit. And like I said, didn't want to just be holding the camera, wasting time while we were letting it run for a second. Just going to give an audio into this thing and see what it's drawing real quick. Oh, yeah, so this little guy right here is drawing some pretty good current itself, which is another reason why we were seeing 75, 77 amps current draw. The combination of it and the 4-pill. So I just want to check that out and kind of see what this guy was drawing on its own. All right, guys, questions, comments, complaints, shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. If you've ordered an amp from me this week and you haven't got a tracking number yet, you'll get a tracking number tonight. Got a few that I'm dropping off at UPS, but if you haven't got a tracking number from me yet, don't worry, you'll get one tonight there. Just trying to stay caught up, multitasking a little bit here. All right, everybody, this one's pending sold, pending pickup this evening. Everybody have a good day. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.